Going to talk a little bit about dating some parties. And if you are somebody who is all about working smarter, not harder, then this is definitely for you. Let me share my screen here and pop this up here. There we go. Okay. Because there ain't no party like a Tupperware party, right? So let's talk about dating some Tupperware parties. And of course, you can do all kinds of parties, friends, whatever works for you. But what we have found recently is the trends are changing. I did a party a little over a month ago in the Cincinnati area, and there was about 14 guests there. And, at the end of the party, their attitudes had really shifted and changed, which is why it's so important to get people to a party so that they can understand what they're actually saying yes or no to. When you ask someone to have a Tupperware party, if they haven't been to a Tupperware party recently, they don't even know what they're saying yes or no to. So keep that in mind as you are sharing and talking with people. Um, we want you to not be afraid of the no. Just keep asking. Share the information, just like when you offer the opportunity to join us in the business, offer them the opportunity to join us as a host. Our host program is incredibly rich compared to a lot of other party plans. Just starting at $200, you are getting that fabulous That's a Bold Junior absolutely free, guys. And then they get their dating gift as well. And as soon as they hit that $300 mark, they're getting free product and half price Tupperware. And then when they have the two datings, that opens up their shopping possibilities. Because remember, with their host rewards, they cannot select anything that is free or half price. And one of our sale options in February is the Fridge Smart set. When they have two datings, they can, in fact, take the sale Fridge Smart set with their host rewards. So just some extra bonuses for them. And it's your business. You can actually offer some extra things, whether it is a discount on a product, whether that is maybe something out of your cash and carry that you take along to their party or send it to them. There are things that you can do to add extra incentives if you feel you need to. But keep in mind that we have an incredible hostess program all the time with our free and half price, plus our thank you gift and our dating gift. So I hope that you guys came tonight thinking of those top 10 favorite customers. So I want you to be thinking about them, that we're going to share some word choices and just some ideas of what they can do as a hostess with us. So the first
That
thing
was so frustrating. I'm glad I answered that
when you
because
start
that was
talking
the
about
question.
we have someone who's
Oh,
talking.
oh,
Um, when we start talking about hosting parties, it is something that we got to keep it very simple, guys. It is very easy to overwhelm. You might talk them into and out of it all in the same conversation. And that's the same with offering the opportunity as well. So keep it simple. We need to pick the place, whether that is in their home, in a restaurant, talking about in-person events. Of course, they would have to pick if it's virtual or in person to start with. And then when you're dating those home parties and people want to get together, I can't stress this enough. Pam and Jenny talked about it from their 10-day show. I had the same experience with people. They prefer the in-person over the virtual is beginning is the tide is changing. It is really shifting, guys. So we need to keep it really easy. So pick the place. Don't think that you have to have a huge home. You can have three people sitting around the kitchen table. You can have, a group sitting in a living room, on the deck, at the patio, in the nice weather. You could also, though, when it gets nice out, you could go to the park. You could have it at your local pizza place. A lot of restaurants have side rooms where if you have, 10 people show up, they'll just go ahead and seat you back there, assuming that you're going to buy some drinks or maybe some appetizers. So Also, think about stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be at your home. And then we're gonna have them pick their place. We want them to pick a recipe. You're gonna give them some simple recipes, maybe like cottage cheese brownies. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. Very simple and easy recipes. The Valentine cookie recipe that we made last week, you could change that for the holidays, guys. So simple and so easy. So we're going to pick the place, we're going to pick a theme, and we're going to pick the recipe. So just keeping it very, very simple. And a lot of people, they love a theme. They love a theme. How many of you love a theme? And if you had to pick a theme, a pizza night, not your grandma's Tupperware, a couples party, or a happy appetizer party, which one would you pick? But giving them theme ideas is a great way to keep the conversation going because a lot of times they may not be saying no. They just need a little bit more information. So you want to just keep talking to them. Use whatever holidays are coming up. Easter is coming. You could do some really cute Easter recipes. St. Patrick's Day is coming. There are tons of recipes, whether you make something with pineapple and Cool Whip and pistachio pudding and cottage cheese. It's a really easy, simple green dessert, guys. Just fun things like that. You could do a pizza party where everybody brings their favorite topping and you can have a pizza night. So many people love pizza, right? It's just fun and easy. And if you use like the English muffins, it's just personal size. It's like an appetizer. So very fun. How about it's not your grandma's Tupperware party? But you could do a twist. For those of you who like all the costumes, dress like a grandma. Of course, I'm a grandma. I'm pretty cool. I'm a Grammy. And we got Anna on here, and of course, she's really cool too. So you could do lots of twists though of your dress like a grandma. And have them bring their oldest piece of Tupperware. Focus on celebrating 80 years of Tupperware in 2026. And then, hello, we have this wonderful vintage collection that has been released. And you can then flip it to, but let's see what's new in 2026. Our Voila glass, our Wow Pop, the silicone bags, the fridge smarts, bring them up through the decades, so to speak. Meal prep and mocktails, the kitchen glow up. You can do a modular mate party anytime. There are people in this business who did modular mate parties day in and day out, week after week. It didn't matter if it was January, February, March, December. They did modular mate parties every single party. People found the other things, but they always focused on that organization. So just having some fun things and using those word choices, the very simple, a 30-minute party, it kind of grabs their attention. So who are you going to talk to? How many of you brought along that list of your favorite people today? I hope that you saw that. Bring that list of your 10 favorite people. Could be people who have participated in your social media posts, your videos, your reels. They comment, they like, they share. Those are people who love Tupperware. Your previous hosts, maybe they had a party 4 years ago, 7 years ago, 1 year ago. It's their anniversary party. I had a cousin, she actually did my very first Tupperware party when I started. And for years before I even joined Tupperware, she did a Tupperware party twice a year. Twice a year, she had a Tupperware party. And then she kind of slowed it down and she only had it once a year. But there are people who love to do that. You know, people who love to host. Once a party girl, always a party girl. If they like to host, they like to host. So keeping that in mind, those are great people to ask about if they would like to do a Tupperware party. Think of your customers who have ordered over the last 6 months. Reach out to them and check in. Hey, I know that you bought some of our Fridge Smart containers. How are you loving them? I know you bought the stack cooker. What's your favorite thing to make in your stack cooker? Or, oh, I just saw this really great recipe that you can make in your new glass. I wanted to share it with you. Sharing the recipes, check in, make sure they're using their Tupperware, guys. If they bought Tupperware from you and they're not using it, they're probably not going to buy any more. So always that customer service is a great way to spark the conversation, let it go naturally, and then, well, we have some other new things that would go along with that purchase. Have you thought about having a party, getting together with just a few of your friends? We keep it very easy. We pick the place, we pick the theme, we pick a recipe. Super easy. The party itself lasts about 30 to 40 minutes. What do you think? And let them think about it. Don't automatically assume and don't keep talking. Remember, two ears, one mouth. When someone places an order on your website, do you invite them to make that order be the first order of their party? Remember, we have 10 days that we can attach that order to a party. So the party doesn't have to be created yet. If Jenny places an order, I can follow up with her with that thank you and then invite her to host a party. If she hasn't seen Tupperware lately, her family and friends probably haven't either. If she is loving maybe our freezer mate collection, maybe her daughters want some freezer mates too. What mom has, the family wants, right? It's just the natural flow of things. And when all else fails, who can you invite to date a party who will always say yes? You. You can always say yes to yourself because remember, most of the time, they haven't been to a home party. They haven't been to a Tupperware event in a long time, if ever. And they don't even know what they're saying yes or no to. At that party I did in Cincinnati, those ladies, only two of them actually owned any Tupperware. One or two of them had ever, I think only one had ever been to a Tupperware party before. And at the end, I kind of did a little impromptu. They were a very fun group. And we did a little survey. And do you know that every single person said they would rather have an in-person event than a virtual? Every single one. And over half of them, about 65%, said that that was because they just had a really good time. And the number one reason they said they would date a party was not for free products. It was not to see the stuff. It was because they wanted to get together with their friends. They said they would date a party to hang out with their friends. So, a little food for thought for you when you're talking to people. Make sure you, yes, let them know what's in it for them because that's very important, but also why do they want to have a party? If you were going to have a few friends together, get together, what would be the biggest reward from doing so? Would it be because you got to have some fun, you got to have a recipe, you earned some free product? Why would you want to have, if you were going to have a party? Why would you have that party? Just these natural conversations to go along, to keep the conversation going. And once they see at your party that you kept it very simple, please do not make 7 appetizers, 3 desserts, and a special drink. Plus you had wine and beer and cocktails and all. Please don't do that. Because when your friends get there, they look around and they think, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So keep it very simple. If they simply have something for their friends to drink, whether it's water, lemonade, or iced tea, or tell your friends, hey, everybody bring along your favorite drink. And you make them popcorn, which you can do in a variety of manner, right? You can do that in the Wow Pop. You can make it in the silicone bag. You can make it in a piece of cookware. So there's all different ways that you can do that. Keep it simple. Give them a snack. Share what's new and great, why they need Tupperware in their home. And remember, you don't want to tell them everything that you know. So when you have something there that you're not really planning on talking about, but maybe to spark a conversation, or someone says, "Oh, well, you didn't talk anything about modular mates tonight." You smile and you wink at them and say, "You know what? At your party, that's going to be the theme." And laugh and just let it go. And then you can come back to them and be like, "Hey, so seriously, I would love to do a kitchen makeover party with you and a few of your friends. What do you think?" We can bring the modular mates. We can actually put them in your cabinets so you know exactly what will fit, whether you need squares or rectangles, super ovals or ovals. Giving them the thought, let them envision what it's going to look like. And when they have fun, they're going to want to come back and have more fun with their friends. So just keep the conversations going. Let them know that you are there to help them. You are their personal shopper. Have you ever thought of doing something like Tupperware? You always offer the opportunity to have them join us in the business, but have you ever thought about getting together with a few of your friends? Simple lines like that open up the conversation. You had a great time tonight. Your friends will too. So I hope that this gives you guys some ideas and some things that you can, some ideas and word choices, some party themes, different ideas, so that you can start reaching out to your family and friends. And don't be afraid of the no, guys. Don't be afraid of the no. The more no's you get, it just brings you closer to the yes. And I'll be real honest, you might have to ask 10 people before you get that yes. But remember, you can always date yourself. Think of the people that you know and love. They want to come and hang out with you and do a variety of friends as well. People that you work with or used to work with, some of your neighbors, some of your high school friends or college friends, or people that you used to live by. Make sure that you have that variety of people to bring in so that as you're dating those parties, you're getting different groups of friends as well. So I hope that you guys will go out and make an ask of yourself and see how many parties you can date. So let's go out and work smarter, not harder, and make some money to finish off February and have a fabulous March.